One decision changed how the world would speak his name forever. When Cassius Clay announced he was no longer Cassius Clay, the reaction was immediate and hostile. To many, it felt unnecessary, provocative, even insulting. But to him, it was something far deeper. It was liberation. The name Cassius Clay had carried him to fame, Olympic gold, championship fights, headlines. But it also carried a history he no longer accepted, a history tied to ownership, to identity imposed rather than chosen. Changing his name was not a publicity move, it was a declaration. He aligned himself with the Nation of Islam and embraced a new identity, Muhammad Ali. The name symbolized belief, autonomy, and self-definition. It was a rejection of what he called a slave name. And that rejection made people uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. The media resisted immediately. Reporters refused to use his new name. Commentators mocked it. Some insisted on calling him Cassius Clay out of defiance. The message was clear. His choice would not be respected easily. But Ali did not bend. He corrected reporters publicly. He demanded recognition. He insisted on being addressed as who he was, not who others wanted him to remain. This wasn't just about a name. It was about control. Names carry power. They signal belonging, history, authority. By choosing his own, Ali claimed ownership of his identity in a society that often denied that right to black men. The backlash was fierce. Sponsors hesitated. Critics accused him of arrogance. Fans felt betrayed. Some believed he had gone too far. Sport, they argued, should stay separate from belief. Ali rejected that idea completely. There was no separation for him. His faith shaped his worldview. His worldview shaped his choices. Boxing was no longer just a profession. It was a platform, and he intended to use it. The name Muhammad Ali carried responsibility. It required consistency, courage, willingness to stand alone, and Ali understood that cost immediately. Opportunities shifted, relationships changed, support thinned, but his resolve strengthened. The more resistance he faced, the more certain he became. This was who he was. He wasn't asking permission. He wasn't negotiating identity. He was asserting it. Fans struggled to adjust. Commentators stumbled over the name. Officials hesitated. But gradually, resistance softened, not because people agreed, but because Ali refused to retreat. Repetition became normalization. Every time his name was spoken correctly, it reinforced his autonomy. Every correction was a reminder that identity is not granted, it is claimed. The transformation extended beyond language. His demeanor shifted, his purpose sharpened. Confidence became conviction. Words carried more weight. Silence became strategic. Ali was no longer just performing confidence. He was embodying principle. Changing his name marked a turning point. It separated the entertainer from the activist, the athlete from the individual, the expectation from the reality. It forced the public to confront something uncomfortable, that success does not erase the right to self-definition. The boxing world could not ignore him. He was too talented, too visible, too loud, and now too intentional. That name would soon become synonymous with resistance, with courage, with refusing to be shaped by others. But at that moment, the cost was still unfolding. Ali knew the risk. He accepted it, because living under a name that wasn't his felt like a heavier burden than any backlash. The world eventually adjusted, slowly, reluctantly, inevitably. Muhammad Ali became the name printed on posters, belts, and history books. But the impact went far beyond sport. He showed that identity is not fixed by birth or approval. It is chosen, defended, lived. That choice would soon lead him into even deeper conflict with institutions, with governments, with public opinion. Changing his name was only the beginning. The real test of who Muhammad Ali was and what he was willing to sacrifice for that identity was still ahead. And the world was not ready for what came next.